Talked a little bit about placarding today. The other piece that's always a critical component to move a hazmat load is the paperwork.
Sure.
So walk us through the proper technique of making sure our paperwork is valid, how we store it, and how we get ready to hit the road.
Okay. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check and make sure that it's listed in the proper format. UN number first, shipping name, a hazard class, and packing group.
Okay. So that's the iShip format that we need to make sure it's in.
Correct. You can see that's here. It's got an X in the hazmat column. We've got our gallons here, our weight. We want our paperwork to be in the proper format and everything be correct.
Okay, so again, we're checking to make sure the quantity's there, our gallons are there. We've got the UN 2693 number. We've got it in the iShip form. Everything is good on this paperwork for us to hit the road.
Correct.
Okay. And then what checks do we do final before we put that paperwork away?
Well, I see my UN number is 2693. I want to look at the trailer and make sure that I do have the correct placard. We do, the 2693. Everything else looks good. So we'll come into my permit book here. I'm going to pull out the emergency response guidebook.
Okay.
All right.
And so you physically have to remove the ERG from the permit book.
Correct.
To store the paperwork.
Correct. You want this outside of the permit book, and we're going to store the paperwork inside the proper ERG guide page.
Okay. How do we find that?
The way we find that is we look at our UN number of 2693. We go to the yellow section, which is this first section here, and we're going to look up 2693. So if we find 2693 here, the shipping name matches the shipping name that's on the bill of lading. I can look here and it says guide number of 154. So I'm going to turn to the orange section to page number 154.
Okay.
Guide 154. This is where we want to store our paperwork.
All right. And we always want to make sure our hazmat paperwork is on top, correct?
Yes. Bill of lading marked with the hazmat column marked needs to be on the top of your stack of paperwork.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to store that in here, like so. And it sits nicely right in the driver's door pocket.
And you always want to keep that in arm's reach, is that correct?
Correct. It needs to be accessible by the driver with the seatbelt on.
Okay. And I also noticed your ERG is a year 2012. Is that the most recent book?
That's the most recent one we have at the moment.
Okay. So you always want to make sure we have the 2012 ERG book separated from the permit book, paperwork on the right page, hazmat, first sheet, placed within driver's reach.
That's correct.
Outstanding. Well, Kevin, I definitely appreciate your time. Have a safe trip.
Thanks, Ken.